My friends, welcome back to the Co-op Bros for 2025. We've got quite the video prepared for you today. Yes, you read the title right, we're going to be discussing every major co-op game coming in 2025. That means we're going to give you the need-to-know details on 41 co-op titles. We'll start with the firm dates, transition into the vague windows, and end the experience covering the early access titles that should, in theory, release this year. We've done our research and ensured every title talked about here has stated some sort of 2025 date, be it on their website, on their Steam page, at the end of a trailer. For example, we really wish we could include the recently revealed Stage Fright, but for the sake of integrity, we didn't add it as it hasn't given any indication of releasing this year. But of course, we don't make any promises on ensuring all of these titles will in fact be released this year, we just make a promise for a good time. So sit back and enjoy, or get your wish list ready, because the train is rolling.
Let's kick things off here with all the games with confirmed release dates, starting with Hyper Light Breaker. This is a prequel to the excellent Hyper Light Drifter, but opts for a bit of a different game as this is a 3-player online co-op roguelike. We've been waiting a while to get our hands on this, and we don't have to wait much longer since it's launching onto early access on Steam on January 14th. Aloft is a game we've mentioned on the monthly several times now, and it's finally releasing onto early access on January 15th. This is an online co-op sandbox survival title where you build an airship base supporting up to 8 players per server. If you're a survival co-op fan, this may be for you.
Donkey Kong Country Returns brings the Wii turned 3DS turned Switch platformer to high definition on January 15th. It has 2-player local co-op where you split the roles of Diddy and Donkey Kong, and it's probably one of the last Switch exclusives before the big console reveal. The latest title in the long-running Orcs Must Die series is Deathtrap, a 4-player online co-op game that combines third-person shooting, roguelite upgrades, and tower defense-like mechanics. You can play it on PC or on Xbox consoles as a part of Game Pass on the 28th of the month.
2 more games to round out January, the first of which is Sniper Elite Resistance. This entry takes us deep within the heart of occupied France during World War II. It features 4-player online co-op, and yes, we will see the return of the fan favorite X-ray kill cams. Look forward to playing it on all platforms by the Switch on January 30th. Our last January game is one we're really stoked to play soon, and that is Brave Escape. This is a 2-player co-op platformer featuring both local and online co-op. Andrew said it best when he described this as co-op Celeste, which I think is right on the money. It's made by a small team, so be sure to add it to your wish list and check it out when it comes to Steam on January 31st.
Begone Beast plans to hit early access sometime in February, though no specific date has been revealed yet. It's got both local and online 4-player co-op and is described as a hack and slash and scream experience with isometric, funny, yet scary action. The first of our self-titled Big 3 releases on February 28th with Monster Hunter Wilds. Expect the usual monster hunting shenanigans with up to 4 players online, but with a brand new seamless cooperative experience.
March is a huge month for co-op gamers with the release of Split Fiction on March 6th. This is easily one of the biggest releases of the year. It's the follow-up to It Takes Two, so of course we're pretty hyped for this. Like all of Half-Life's titles, this features 2-player co-op both online and locally, with the return of the Friend Pass feature, meaning you only need 1 copy to play online. Look forward to playing it on all platforms by the Switch in just a couple months now. Killing Floor 3 is a 6-player online co-op shooter set in a horror sci-fi setting. We've always wanted to play one of these, and we don't have to wait long to make good on that since the 3rd installment is coming to all platforms by the Switch sometime this March.
Bokura Planet is a 2-player online puzzle adventure that has you traversing a planet that you crash landed on. It's actually a sequel to a real cult hit in Bokura, a title that's shown up in our comments more than once. Looks very mysterious and a little bit creepy, so we're gonna leave it there and let you discover the rest on your own on April 24th. Revenge of the Savage Planet is the sequel we didn't know we needed, bringing more space adventure and comedy to a couch or online console near you. It's got full crossplay or split screen for 2 players and is firmly on our must-play list when it launches sometime in May.
The last game with a firm window is Dying Light the Beast. This is the next installment in the Dying Light franchise and it'll feature 4-player online co-op. The Beast looks to bring some new additions like vehicles, more firearms, and of course your beast powers. We're hoping for some full share progression as well when the game hits all platforms bar the Switch sometime this summer. For this next block of the video, we'll be going over games that are slated to come out in 2025 but haven't nailed down any dates or windows beyond that. Which is a bit of a bummer because we definitely want a date to Elden Ring Nightreign. Recently announced at the Game Awards, Nightreign is an upcoming 3-player online co-op roguelike set in the world of Elden Ring. It'll be pretty different from Elden Ring with pre-established characters and a larger focus on co-op play. We can't wait to play this one, look forward to playing it on all platforms by the Switch sometime this year.
Tears of Metal is like a dream game if you've ever wanted to be Braveheart, and let's be honest, we all have. It's got 4-player online co-op and looks to fit somewhere in the hack and slash roguelite genres with some of the coolest action we've seen in years. Remember how great Untitled Goose Game was? Wondering what that team is going to make next? Look no further than Big Walk, a 4-player online walking, hiking, puzzling simulator? Hard to nail down the genre here, but I trust the team to deliver a wholly unique experience.
There's a few games on this list we've previewed last year, such as 33 Immortals, and let me tell you, this is one to watch. 33 Immortals is an online co-op game where you squad up in teams of 3 and join 30 other players to take on giant raids in a roguelike format. It's unlike any game we've played, so definitely keep an eye on it when it comes to PC, Xbox, and day one on Game Pass sometime this year. Little Nightmares 3 is a 2-player online co-op horror title that sees you solving puzzles and trying to survive some pretty creepy environments. I am all for this game, it's coming to all platforms, and I'm personally hoping it's aiming for a Halloween release. That just feels right.
Is Cuffbust cooperative? Is it competitive? Honestly, I don't care because this 20-player online prison escape experience looks like a ton of fun and unlike any other title on this list. Work together with friends or strangers thanks to proximity chat as you try to enact your escape route, which is sure to never be the same from one run to another. If you thought Cuffbust looked crazy, then let me introduce you to Streets of Rogue 2, where you overthrow the government by choosing classes like Soldier, Cop, Scientist, Hacker, Ninja, the list goes on. It's been delayed a few times but is sure to launch into early access this year and will be accessible both online or locally with 4 players.
Wardens Rising is a unique game mixing ARPG shooter with MOBA-like base defense strategy gameplay. It looks to feature 4-player online co-op when it comes to PC, PS5, and Xbox consoles. If it looks up your alley, make sure to wishlist it on Steam or your platform of choice. Weeny Wise is an upcoming adventure game featuring 2-player co-op both online and locally. It has a really nice art style, and we had the privilege of debuting their story trailer here on the channel. They recently launched a Kickstarter, so do us a favor and check it out if it looks interesting to you. And again, be sure to add this to your wishlist and all the games that you're digging, as it really helps out developers of indie titles like this.
Primal Planet is a solo-developed Metroidvania that puts you in the shoes, or more likely just bare feet, of a caveman trying to survive during the age of dinosaurs. It looks beautiful and has some interesting survival crafting mechanics for both you and a friend on the couch to conquer. Sunderfolk has got to be the most innovative title on the list, as it's a 4-player couch co-op turn-based tactical RPG where your phone is the controller. It looks beautiful and has a strong dev team behind it, and how can you not root for a game that's sole aim is to bring friends together in the same room in the year 2025?
Dunecrawl made the top 5 of our top 10 upcoming co-op games of 2025 video because it simply looks so much fun. This is a 4-player co-op game supporting both online and local modes, where you and your friends explore a desert via a giant crab called a Dunecrawler. There's more going on, like towns to visit, quests to solve, so if you want to see more, check out their demo coming next month and stay tuned to the channel for more coverage too. As a big fan of Control and Alan Wake, I am obviously excited for FBC Firebreak. This is a 3-player online co-op shooter set in the Control universe where you take on the role of the titular Firebreak squad. We don't have too many details, but we do know it's coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and Day 1 Game Pass and PS Plus sometime this year.
Subnautica 2 is the follow-up to what many consider to be the greatest survival title of all time, so yeah, it's a big deal. But right now we don't have too many details with just a cinematic reveal trailer. Other than that, we just know it's going to start in early access, be playable with up to 4 friends online, and it should launch sometime this year. The last title to mention before we get to the early access games is Borderlands 4, obviously a huge franchise that has boldly claimed 2025 as its year to return to prominence. Usually both an online and local co-op title, but we're still waiting for confirmation on the local, so keep that in mind as we wait for more details later this year. The remaining titles are all currently in early access and headed to 1.0, but with no set date as of now. We'll be going through titles that we expect to be done within the year because that's what the developers have communicated on their Steam page, but with the potential for more development time that could push them into 2026. As such, we're going to label them as estimated 2025. We'll also be going in order of when each title was originally released into early access. With that out of the way, let's get into it.
Enshrouded made our top 10 co-op games of 2024 list last year for many reasons. Its sprawling open world, intuitive building system, and seamless co-op gameplay to name a few. It's received some pretty big updates since we played it, so we wouldn't be surprised to see it hit 1.0 sometime this year. Rotwood is another early access title we got to check out last year. This is a 4-player local and online co-op hack and slash title from the creators of Don't Starve. It's a pretty phenomenal game so far, so we're hoping it hits that 1.0 milestone sometime this year.
Abiotic Factor is a survival crafting experience that has frequented our comment section, and judging by its overwhelmingly positive reception on Steam, I guess we shouldn't be surprised. You and up to 6 players embark into the paranormal depths of a research facility where anything can happen, and I'll leave it at that until we get the 1.0, hopefully sometime soon. Go Town is a cute and cozy looking town builder where you can play with 4 players in local co-op, with online being an update we can expect before it's 1.0. This is another title with very positive feedback on Steam and not a genre we frequent, but we're always looking to add variety to the channel, so you're welcome.
Fera the Sundered Tribes is a 3-player online co-op monster hunting survival action RPG with base building mechanics and some pretty cool aerial traversal. The team behind this have been really transparent on Steam. It seems like they've had some financial troubles, but are still working on the game. It's definitely one that I've had an eye on, so be sure to check it out on Steam and throw them some bucks if it looks up your alley. Wizard of Legend 2 is a follow-up to a fan-favorite roguelike, now with a new vibrant 3D art style. We haven't had the chance to check this one out ourselves, so let us know your thoughts if you've played it. The game supports 4-player online co-op and hopefully makes a jump to 1.0 this year so we can check out the final product.
No More Room in Hell 2 is an intense permadeath co-op extraction experience for up to 8 players. It didn't launch in the best state, that's the risk of early access, so like us you might want to wait for its 1.0 hopefully later this year. Lynked Banner of the Spark is yet another title we played at launch and enjoyed. Its slick combo of roguelite hack and slash action with Animal Crossing town building does an excellent job at setting itself apart from the competition. Definitely one we're eagerly anticipating the 1.0 for.
Windblown is probably the best early access game we played last year and sure to be one of the best games we played this year if it releases in full. It's a 3-player online co-op roguelike from the makers behind Dead Cells. I'll let the gameplay speak for itself here. Definitely check this one out if you haven't already. It's a total blast. Unrailed 2 Back on Track is a co-op railroad construction game featuring 4-player co-op both online and locally. It definitely looks like a chaotic co-op game. It's received some pretty positive reviews so far, so I'm definitely keen to check it out when it launches as 1.0 update, hopefully sometime this year.
Path of Exiles 2 had one of the strongest early access launches we've ever seen on the channel, with both critic and player acclaim right from the get-go. It looks to continue to strike fear in the hearts of Blizzard devs everywhere as it inches closer to 1.0 sometime soon this year. And our final title only released into early access a little bit over a month ago, but it's still giving a go for 2025. Wildwoods is a roguelike where you guide a cart through the forest, which sounds simple but gets more and more complicated as your journey continues. We actually have played this and loved what we played, so keep an eye on this one.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you've come away from this with a larger wish list and are as excited for 2025 as we are. If you're new here, we cover all things co-op games, so consider subscribing and following us on our socials. And if you really want to support us, come join our Patreon for some extra perks. A big thank you to those who continue to support us there. Either way, we appreciate everyone watching. We'll see ya on the next one.